And what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Gore and More podcast. This is your host with the motherfucking most, TJ Bowser, and joining me, as always, your Dark Lord of Knowledge, Chad Daddy.
What's up, bitches?
Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D.
What's up, Gorehounds?
And here to protect and serve, Officer Bob.
What's going on, everybody?
Today is March 8th, 2021, and we got a doozy of an episode for you today. But you know what time it is. It's time for your Slice of Life! Big Johnny D, what did you do today?
Yeah, buddy. Well, let's see. As y'all can tell, I got my ears lowered. Feels very nice. And
Likewise.
Don't you love just coming out of there when it's done, dude? Just feeling fresh as fuck, dude. Like,
oh yeah,
just
dude.
like.
Okay, so my wife went to school for cosmetology, so she knows how to cut hair. So she's the one that's been cutting my hair for years. We're sitting there. She cuts my hair Friday night. We're sitting there on the couch, just watching TV. She looks it over at me. She's like, "You look weird." I'm like, "Thanks," because I haven't had a haircut since November. She got used to my longer hair. She just looks over, like, "You look weird." Thanks.
Yeah, dude. I think I was definitely like solid summertime as last time I buzzed. So
Yeah.
it was going pretty decent. Other than that, man, just we had a nice family weekend.
Nice.
And we rented the new Disney movie Raya and the Last Dragon.
Okay, how was that?
It was awesome.
Hey, KMT voices in that, right, Chad?
KMT?
Kelly Marie Tran?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Ooh, I wonder if she. I wonder which is she Raya or I wonder if she's the other princess.
It's a good question.
Anyways,
Yeah, I gotta find out.
Solid Disney movie, dude. Like, especially if I'm liking that Disney's going with this route, especially like if anybody's seen Moana and stuff. It's kind of going a little bit more action oriented, and obviously this one like full on brings it, dude, because it's fucking full on kung fu fighting and shit. Nice. So I wish there was more fighting. But it was still awesome, and it still has to be a Disney movie, so it still kind of is a little bit of a tearjerker at some moments. Yeah. But yeah, it was pretty good. And then watch this great fucking movie, which I haven't watched in so goddamn long, dude.
Same.
Other than that, man, just relaxing and continuing on my Mortal Kombat trend until fucking April. My wife came in the other day and I was watching what the fuck Legacy, and she just walks in and she's like, "What is this?" Like 2 seconds in, she sees Scorpion pop up. She's like, "Of course, it's Mortal Kombat," and she walks out of the room. I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" But other than that, man, just been chilling.
Nice.
Bobby, how have you been, brother?
Oh, I've been good. I had myself a nice, not really quiet weekend, but a nice, fun-filled weekend. Just hanging out with friends on Saturday night. And yesterday I was terrible once again. I went and bought more horror shit that I don't have room for. And I put in a request with a friend of mine who owns a shop in Jersey to find me a few 18-inch figures from McFarland. So, yeah, I told him to try and find me the Leatherface ones in the box. So that'll be a nice pretty penny when I have to go get them.
Nice.
Yeah, and then watched, like you guys did, this wonderful movie, which I find wonderful. It's not a corny 80s movie. It's campy with corny bits in it, I will say. But,
because it's intentional. There's the difference.
Yeah, and we'll get to that when we get to the review. But chill weekend all around. I didn't watch any new horror movies this weekend. I mainly watched this. Eventually, I'll watch that new Wrong Turn movie, which I heard mixed reviews about. So did anybody here watch that or no?
I know Brody has.
From what I've read, I actually own it. It's not more of a Wrong Turn movie. It's like it should have been just called The Foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a group of people in the woods that live in the woods type thing. But it's a good movie, though. Still, yeah. Yeah,
I'll be watching it eventually, so that's on the list. But that's basically it for my weekend. I didn't have to get a haircut, as you can tell, but I did shave, so I have to rebuild again. So other than that, that's about it. Chad Daddy, what you got going?
Well, I had a nice 3-day weekend because we got our orders done ahead of time last week. So the bosses are like, "Why don't you guys go ahead and take the day off?" And we're like, fuck yeah, we are taking a 3-day weekend. Nice. So I enjoyed, nice 3 days here. Let's see. Last week we were watching the Pittsburgh Penguins game. It was the first game that they allowed fans back into the arena.
Okay.
So I look at my wife and I said, wow, this is really cool. I really love seeing fans back in. She said, yeah, think how awesome it's going to look when we're there Saturday. I said, what? She's like, you heard me. So she bought us tickets. We were at the hockey game on Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, that was great. That's the first game we've been to in about a year and a half. We had a great time. My friends Dawn and Dana joined us, and we had a real blast. It was
Adults
nice because
night only, or
yeah, and
Nice.
they only allow, I think it's like 2,280 fans into a arena that normally holds 17 or so thousand.
wow.
Yeah, they're allowed 15% capacity.
Okay.
But I actually really enjoyed it because there weren't annoying fans to the left and right and front. It was nice. It was really.
I imagine
really
like trying to get to like the bathrooms and concessions would have been also very.
Oh yeah, there was
like,
no lines.
just chill. Yeah.
No lines.
Nice.
It was great.
right.
So we did that Saturday. What else did we do? Well, of course, we watched this yesterday. And I, like Bobby, I got a couple things. I got my Scream Factory DVDs, my Blu-rays. So I got.
Oh, you
Ghost
finally
Ship.
got them?
Yeah,
Nice.
I got. Like I said, I should have checked the mail that day of last week's episode because they're in the mail. They came past Monday.
So they were sitting there the whole fucking time.
They were sitting there the whole time. So
That's
yeah, I
awesome.
have Ghost Ship and Night of the Comet, and I also got my NECA Ultimate Stripe figure. He's sitting out on my shelf out in the living room.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Sure thing. So yeah, then we really didn't do much aside from that. We have one more episode to watch of The Mandalorian. I know I'm way behind, but that's because I've been watching it with the kids.
Dude, I'm still on season 1, bro. So you ain't.
Okay, so I don't feel as
Yeah,
bad.
you're fine. I did finish fucking WandaVision though. Wanda season.
What did you think?
I was fine with it. Yeah,
I
dude.
really,
I don't know. Like,
I really liked it, and I really love the fact that everybody's fan theories on the finale were absolutely wrong.
oh, like
nobody got it right.
1,000%, dude. It wasn't
Mhm.
even like, nope, nobody called that one at all.
Brand new
Oh
thing yesterday.
shit!
Oh, and you guys would be surprised, but we went to Target after the hockey game, and I found the NECA Ultimate Part 6 Jason, and I did not buy it.
How much?
That's
Why not?
self-control.
Why didn't you buy it?
I have the old one back there. It's whoever made it before NECA, and I like that one a little better. I think the face sculpt on it
Oh,
is
you mean
better.
the Mezco?
The Mezco, yeah.
You say
Wait, is that
Mezcom?
you have that out of the box?
Mizco.
Yeah.
Mm.
Dude, those
Yeah,
things
is it-
go for massive money in the box.
Oh, he's right over there. But I like that. I like the sculpt on his head on that. Whoa, Bobby.
Whoa,
Malfunction.
bro.
Well, that's a
Sorry.
fucking first.
Yes.
Keep talking, keep going.
But yeah, like I said, I like the head sculpt on the Mezco one better.
All right.
So I'm just gonna stick with that one. But I think that's really about it. TJ, how about you, brother?
Okay, so as you guys can tell, a little bit of upgrades in Le Studio. I look a little bit better. You can see all my imperfections. Yeah, we got a new camera. Got a Sony SV1 here. It's more than just a webcam. We'll be doing a lot of stuff here, Project Louder this year. So we're just prepping and doing a little investing and some new equipment. Got a new shotgun mic and everything for it. Got the Zoom field recorder with the shotgun attachment. Can also be used for lav mics. And God, that's going to be pretty cool for interviews when it's time. Got Mad Max in 4K from Kino Lorber. Love that. The restoration on that is fantastic. Gave that a watch. We're actually going to be doing that on Lights Camera Exploitation in a couple weeks. So I'm like super hyped. Speaking of that, we actually just released episode 3. We covered 1965's La Donna del Lago, The Possessed. It's up on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Audible, all the good stuff. And of course, projectlouder.net, your source for pop culture. It's so much more. But of course, you know, let's talk about this week's film. And that is, Bobby, I'll unmute you when you're ready, buddy.
Give me a try.
Listen,
There we go.
It wouldn't be the shit show, right? Like,
That's true. It wouldn't be a shit show if somebody didn't fuck up. I guess it's my
fuck no,
night.
dude.
It's all
It's all
good, brother.
good, buddy.
Okay, so this week's film is 1982's Creepshow, directed by George A. Romero, written by Stephen King, produced by Richard P. Rubenstein,
Rubenstein.
starring Joe King as Billy Hopkins, Iva Jean Saris. Somebody help me.
Saracini?
Saracini?
Saracini as Billy's mother.
Saracini?
Tom Atkins as Stan Hopkins.
Yeah.
John Lormer as Jonathan. What the fuck? As Nathan Grantham.
Nathan
I'm
Grant.
not even gonna try.
Vivica Lamforce as Bedalia Grantham. Elizabeth Regan as Cass.
I'd say Regan. Looks like Regan.
As Cass Blade. Warder Shook as Richard Grantham. Ed Harris as Hank Blaine. Carrie Nye as Sylvia. Oh, fuck.
Grantham.
Oh,
There's a lot
had-
of fucking people in this movie, dude.
Yeah, there's a
dude,
lot
there's
of
a
people. It's a
lot of
long
fucking-
cast list.
Stephen King as Jordy Verrill, Leslie Nielsen as Richard Vickers, Galen Ross as Becky Vickers, Ted Danson as Harry Wentworth, Richard Gere as Man on TV, Hal Halbrook
No shit.
as Henry Northup, Adrian Barbeau as Wilma, call me Billy Northup, Fritz Weaver as Dexter Stanley, Don Kiefer, not Sutherland, as Mike the janitor, E.G. Marshall as Upson Pratt, music by John Harrison, cinematography by Michael Gornick, edited by Pasquale Bubba,
Yeah, that's right.
Paul Hirsch, and George Romero, distributed by Warner Brothers, released November 10th, 1982, runtime of 121 minutes, budget of 8 million, gross 21 million, and let's demonetize this episode. Chadwick?
Let's roll that beautiful bean footage, baby.
I love it.
Coming soon. Jolting tales of horror. Creepshow. From the author of Carrie, The Shining, and Cujo. And the creator of Night of the Living Dead and Dawn of the Dead. You'll scream at ghastly ghouls. Cringe at weird kids. And shiver at the doings of evil doctors.
This is going to be extremely painful, Mr. Verrill.
Creepshow will grab you, grow on you, and give you the creeps.
No, this is going to be an entirely new experience.
Creepshow, the most fun you'll ever have being scared.
And we are back. Alrighty. That was
I love
awesome.
how everybody's just sitting there in silence.
Just taking it in. I don't know about you, but you know,
Like, who's gonna speak first?
well, you know, just all enjoying it.
Whose pick is this?
This would be mine,
That was
buddy.
a John pick.
Take it away, handsome.
Alrighty, thank you, sir. Cult classic anthology from two of horror bigwigs, Romero and Stephen King. The film contains 5 sections held together with 50s-style comic images. The first deals with a demented old man returning from the grave to get the Father's Day cake of his murdering daughter, which his murdering daughter never gave him. The second, about a not-too-bright farmer discovering a meteor that turns everything into plant life. The third, about a
Meteor
vengeful
shit.
husband. I got meteor shit on me. Mmm.
That's in my notes.
Oh my god. Fucking
Finger licking good.
dude. This might be a long episode.
That might be.
Oh, Jesus.
There's so much. The third, about a
She
vengeful
said-
husband bearing his wife and her lover up to their necks on the beach. The fourth is about a creature who resides in a crate under the steps of a college. And then the final concluding story is about an ultra rich businessman who gets his comeuppance from cockroaches.
Fucking A. Fucking A.
Alrighty.
Out of all those stories, real quick, that last one really taps into today very well, if you think about
Yes,
it.
it does. I thought that at the same time. I was thinking the same thing last night.
Oh,
Because I know
yeah.
I know plenty of people who fucking hate bugs just as bad as he does. But literally, if you just watch out, this whole aneurysms, that's everybody now with COVID.
Yeah, the whole fucking over cleanliness and shit. Yeah, dude. I wanted to pick this movie, man, just because I always enjoy anthology movies. I'm not sure how you gentlemen feel on them. I know some people, they're not necessarily their bag, but depending on how it can be put together, like this one doesn't necessarily all roll together, but it's all part of one comic, so it does. You know what I mean? It's not like we've done Trick or Treat. That was obviously a lot more of a complex, like intertwining story with different segments still, where this one is just straight up like, I would feel more of a classic. Yeah, like, well, it's supposed to be the comic, and
yeah, it is.
It does a great job at that. Like, I love that they keep the animated scenes and everything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like the in between.
Yeah, just to help keep that motif. And oh my god, dude, there's just the coloring in this movie, fucking great.
The coloring in this movie is about. It made me think of Demon Knight.
Right, just the overuses of blues and reds when like
the neon colors
go down and shit, dude. Like, I fucking love it.
Like TJ calls it, Giallo lighting.
Yeah, right. Just what's that?
Especially in the again, third sequence when the monster is underneath the stairs. There's a lot of red in there. Yes. A lot of red and blue.
Yes, Jeggy. Yes, Jeggy. I am very impartial to Creepshow too. Doppelganger Kangabanga is too. Speaking of that motherfucker,
let's see.
Let's hear what he has to say. We need our daily dose of this D word.
A weekly dose.
Whatever.
Okay, be here back for another mother flipping episode of Gore, and today I'm going to give you my two.
He censored himself.
A little horror anthology film called Creepshow. Creepshow to me is basically the quintessential or the Godfather horror anthology film. I know prior to this, actually, we had Trilogy of Terror. It's not that good. This took it to the next level. I really appreciate it. It doesn't take itself too seriously. And that's what makes it a very fun film. You got the comedic elements, the comic book elements visually, which I also think is awesome, especially for that time. You know, you got Stephen King and George A. Romero, not only are the writers of the film, but directing, even acting in this. So, you know, you're in for a very, very fun time with this film. Not to mention Tom Savini doing the makeup effects, all that stuff. You know, you're in safe hands in the Gore department when he's on board any horror film.
He had a nice cameo at the end too.
They already got the voodoo doll.
Really, really well. I enjoyed them. My favourite story actually would be the cockroach one, because I see a little bit of myself in the old man in that film. So I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. And if you know me as well as the boys know me, you'll know that body horror gets really under my skin. It grosses me out. I'll still watch it and I love it, but that's what really, really fucks me up, pretty much. So yeah, I really enjoyed that segment. The cinematography, it's great. You know, as I said, you got George A. Romero directing, not to mention Stephen King. They obviously know what they're doing. Overall, it's a very, very fun film. It's a wild ride. It's got everything you want in a horror film. What more can I say, really? It's a great fucking film. I will give it a Gore score of a solid 4 out of 5. So yeah, until next week, this is your DKB signing out. I will just mention to head over to Project Louder and listen to the new show, not only by myself, but from TJ Bowser and Nick Reese, Lights, Camera, Exploitation. We appreciate it if you give us a listen. We thank you to our listeners. We really appreciate you. Until next week, I shall catch you later. Cheers.
Thank you, Brody. Oh, yes.
All right. We need a minute.
Oh, what the fuck, dude? I love it.
Yo, I will say this. God. I was not expecting the song to go with what he did. I was expecting something different. I really was.
I wasn't expecting any of it. So
I wasn't either, but the song, I was like, wait, what?
Now it's the outro song for Lights, Camera, Exploitation.
Oh, he is so funny. That was great.
You say that's the outro song? I love it.
No.
That was really good. Oh, Jesus.
Dude, Oh,
Little Easter egg in there.
that
Oh,
made
the-
my. All right. Okay.
The things
Wait,
he comes up with, holy shit.
He messaged
We-
me this morning. He goes, "Do I add the music?" And he goes, "I think you should add the music, bro." So I sent him over the music, and he's like, "Oh yeah, watch this shit."
Oh yeah. Fucking
Oh,
thank
God,
you,
that's
Brody. God damn
Jesus
it.
fucking Christ, Brody. Fucking.
I only hope that we actually never meet this motherfucker in real life, dude.
Oh,
Dude,
just wait. We got plans.
I
All
know.
will be revealed soon.
Listen, if he comes to this fucking continent, we're getting pissed.
Listen,
drunk.
I'm not.
Drunk.
First of all, I am not opposed to Gore and Moore going down under and us going to Australia as well.
Who's
So-
who's ever opposed to going down under?
Right. Ooh. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, God damn it. Thank you for that, Brody. So much.
That was great. Loved it.
I don't think
I
I
was
should go on
trying
with
to
the
share
episode now.
Here I'm trying to share the fucking podcast, dude, and that just totally fucking threw a wrench in my gears.
I gotta say, we bring Brody over here. You got to get him a life jacket.
Yeah. Boy's gonna be
God.
drowning in the pussy.
His beard's gonna need some formaldehyde when he's done.
Yeah.
Okay, with that being said, let's talk about the film.
Oh.
I still need to collect my thoughts. Oh, that was so funny.
Oh.
So, all right.
All right,
This is
yeah,
definitely, I don't know. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen this, but first time I ever watched it when I was a kid, instantly fell in love with it. I haven't seen it enough times to where it's like, I know it by heart, but I would say in the good, like probably double digits, like early, like 10 or 11 times. And got to watch it in HD clarity for the first time last night. I will say that. So that was very nice. But yeah, man, great movie.
That was pretty nice. I was kind of tempted to say, you know what, I'll save a couple bucks, just go dig the DVD out. But I'm like, no, I really want to see this in HD.
And I mean, I love all the segments. I would argue that I kind of almost wish they had a few of them like mixed around. But yeah, buddy, you gotta get them deep
flavor
whiffs.
saver.
Them deep whiffs, dude. Just yeah. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry.
I just want to address all our audio listeners when they do listen to this. You guys really need to check out the live stream when we do this because you're missing out on some fantastic jokes.
Listen, man,
So many
the
visual
audio
jokes
still
you like
works. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but
Right.
No, but
Chad
the
is
facial
correct.
expressions here. Oh.
Well, you just need
Anyway.
to see Brody, dude.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah. No, man, going back to the movie, dude. I loved all the segments. Like I said, I kind of wish they were actually a little bit rearranged. Maybe that's kind of my own. I don't know. I thought some of the ones that I personally thought were better could have been the ones to end it. But,
Right.
everybody's got their own opinion on that.
And I actually introduced that into our questions for this specific one I want to see what everybody's favorite segment is.
Yeah, I was actually either if you didn't bring that up, I was gonna just bring that up in big questions because I figured like that was kind of the obvious one. But I feel like the most shocking always to me is always seeing Tom Atkins minus mustache. And not only that, after seeing that, within like 2 minutes, him just literally bitch slapping a little kid.
Not
Tom
just a
always
little
goes
kid.
all out.
That is Stephen King's son, for God's sake. He just bitch slapped the prince, I guess. The prince
What
of
the
horror.
fuck's his? Oh my god, what the hell's his name, dude? I can't even think.
I don't even know.
Anyways, he's a good writer too. Yeah, dude, I love the huge red mark that they put on his cheek, dude. Like just to make it. Oh, but yeah, what? Like he seems a little crazy about comics, though. I'm gonna say, like, I don't know what set him off on that per se, but I've never seen anybody that pissed off about it.
Well, all right. Actually, I can relate.
Can you?
Because actually, well, not comics, but horror in general.
Fair.
There was a time when my mother hated that I loved this shit.
Yeah.
Hated it. She tried banning it.
Were you raised a Catholic boy?
Uh,
I was. That's why I understand where you're coming from.
I guess, yeah, but it wasn't so much a church thing.
I never been to Italy, but I had coffee with Bobby's mom once.
There you go. But
Good
no, it
enough.
wasn't so much like that. I think it was just because I was so young. It's like, you can't watch this crap. So for like 6 months, it was like that. Of course, did I still watch it? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Eventually,
dude.
she just went like this. She's like, if he likes it, he likes it. And lo and behold, 10 years later, or more than that, it's like, hey, what are we watching tonight?
Right.
I
So
would
your
say
mom like
there's-
totally into horror? Oh, sorry.
Not totally, but she'll watch it with me, yes.
Okay, I just going back to the whole thing, I would say that part of the reason I would think that he was like that with comics with his kid was because I would say his parents were probably the same way, because he probably liked comics when he was a kid, and that would have been back in around 50s McCarthyism, back when they started introducing the comics code, and when they were what was the name of that book? There was some kind of anti-comic book thing that came out, something about corrupting the youth. So they used to make the comic book corrupted the youths, and I would say that that's probably what happened to him, and it just carried over onto his as him being an adult.
I mean, it could be that plus the horror aspect, seeing it is a horror comic. So, but yeah, man, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I mean, TJ, Bobby, go ahead, man. Like TJ's been kind of quiet in the background, so
let's hear TJ then first.
He's like, you fuckers are gonna put me on the goddamn spot.
Well, I'll tell you what. Okay, out of all the anthology films that there are in this world, this, like Brody said, Grandfather, Godfather, it's probably the best representation of horror anthology films as a whole. Again, like I mentioned previously, I am impartial to Creepshow too. I like the stories better, so it's my 11-year-old prefers it as well. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But anyway, the stories that are presented in this film are absolutely fantastic. As mentioned previously, the lighting is awesome. Love the red and blue aesthetic. Of course, I'm hardcore into Italian cinema, so that just chubs me up right away. I think that the zombie design, the creature design is just absolutely exquisite. Got to say exquisite at least once an episode. Stephen King's character is over the top, but I think that's the way the character was meant to be, and it's absolutely awesome, dude. It's the delivery, the execution, and then the follow through is awesome. And I promise myself that I won't make a Kurt Cobain joke this episode, and I won't.
By saying that,
I wasn't even gonna even try to think about
going there.
Go there.
Exactly.
Oh.
Wow. All
That's
right.
how you get around it.
Ouch.
So yeah, Fluffy is awesome. I mean, and when we get to talking about him, I'll mention some little Easter egg bullshit and whatnot. But yeah, Creepshow 1, pretty fucking cool. Stay tuned for the rating to hear more from me, bro. Yeah,
I agree, and I absolutely love it, especially the straight up humor, the dark humor. Some of it's a little more subtle than others. It's like you're watching a live action comic book. It's a really fun movie to watch. And if I had any complaint, it was that maybe some of the segments could have been a little bit longer, fleshed out a little bit more. Especially the last one. I want to see what made this guy such a germphobe and why he's the way he is. Like I could see that. I could see a whole movie of just that final segment. It's not my favorite, but I feel like that's the one that needs to be.
I felt like that was an X-Files episode, dude. Honest to God. I mean, like, go ahead, Bobby.
No, go ahead. You finish.
No, I was just, I mean, yes, there is an X-Files episode where they do the whole like cockroach thing and shit like that. But like, I don't know, just something about it seemed just kind of that aspect of it. Cause I mean, X-Files always has those like weird, quirky, but they're still trying to be serious moments and stuff like that. I agree though. It's not necessarily my favorite one. But it is a good one.
Yeah, and it could be its own movie more than the Crate could be a good one too. But I could really see the last segment would make a really good movie.
See, I think the last one is it's one of my favorite ones, strictly for the fact because I know people who hate bugs.
Oh, everybody knows somebody that hates bugs. Yeah,
some of them very severe.
Yeah, my wife, she did not like
that. Though I will say, I guess the only complaint I have about that, or maybe, and I watched it, but for some reason now I can't remember. I always envisioned the cockroaches like really eating him up instead of just being inside of him.
Well, they crawled inside him and ate his insides, I'm sure. But I have a theory about that. And I feel
know what
like
it kind of. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? That segment kind of reminds me a little bit of Halloween 3. Do you get what I'm going there? When the kid gets the bugs coming out of him because he's got the fucking mask on. Like, so it kind of reminds me of that aspect a little bit, because because his apartment also looks like futuristic thing. Like, who the fuck would have that in the 80s nonetheless?
Well, a dude that's literally just watching his stocks roll in all the fucking time. That's literally what he does, is just watches his stocks.
See, like I said, I have a theory, and I feel like the cockroaches weren't really cockroaches. It was like almost like the devil was coming for him, and he just took that form.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I just kind of got that feeling watching it last night, because you just slowly see them coming and coming, and they just kind of seem to culminate after the guy's widow tells him, and it just gets worse and worse from there, and they finally swarm on him when she's talking to him through the machine.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's like an ironic punishment, something you'd see in like an old Twilight Zone episode or something.
I could dig that. I could actually that would actually be a cool thing. Okay.
See, I just took it as like he despised what he was, so internally he was a roach, even though he hated him. And like, obviously he used, he claimed people were roaches and all that stuff, but he was him. You know what I mean? He was the same thing in himself, and he just hated it and couldn't. I don't know. Yeah, you are, buddy. Joe Day is coming and coming. I mean, honestly, dude, like, I love all of them. Father's Day was a great opener into it.
We got questions, but we'll talk about this.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's go. Then let's take a peek. Then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take a peek.
All righty. So during Fan Expo Canada 2015, George A. Romero said the cockroaches were the most expensive part of the movie, stating the cockroaches cost 50 cents a piece, and they used more than 250,000 of them, a grand total of $125,000 on roaches alone.
Damn.
For something that can't fucking die, that's a lot of fucking money.
Right? Think about how much people spend to try to get rid of them. These people are fucking buying them.
and just think today they'd spend that much, if not more, making them CGI.
Yeah, and it would look like shit.
Yeah. While he was all business in his scenes, Leslie Nielsen had a fart machine in his pocket during the shooting. He would let it go off during rehearsals, and just before director Romero would call action, causing Ted Danson and the crew to crack up with laughter.
That's great. How can you not love Leslie Nielsen, dude?
You get to see a shirtless Leslie Nielsen too.
Dude, that motherfucker can act. Can I just say,
dude, he is a great serious actor. He was a great serious actor.
Tell me
he was an American treasure.
Tell me he could not get your mom to take her panties off in like 5 seconds, dude.
I'm not sure if I really want to have that vision.
I'm not saying your mom specifically. I'm just saying all moms in general. All right, grandma, fine, whatever, dude.
I would say maybe, but Tom Atkins could still do it in less time.
With a mustache ride.
I mean, yeah, I don't.
Tom Atkins doesn't have the range of Leslie Nielsen. Leslie Nielsen has an extremely long-ass career of not only just comedy films, but also playing bad guys.
Which he is great at.
He's fantastic. He's actually scary in this film, and it's something that
he really fucking is, dude. Like,
because he really brought the intensity.
Oh yes, he certainly.
And also, like, this is at a time like where surveillance is scary. I mean, it's not so much now when everybody's fucking watching us, but like,
right.
That fucking scene of him like chilling, watching people on monitors. That was some
sitting there drinking his little fucking Mai Tai.
You're talking 82, man.
Yeah.
And that whole I
look at the clarity though, man. Look at the fucking clarity.
Right? But just think that his AV setup alone had to cost, I would say, $50,000.
Oh, easily more. Yeah,
probably $100,000. Who knows?
I love the fact though when he's just giving him shit. He's like, "Go ahead and scream. Nobody's gonna fucking hear you."
And he's
screaming with you. Like, dude, that moment right there is just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, perfect. And then, I mean, dude, I don't know. Shirley. No. You know
I
that
just want
right
to tell you
there.
good luck. We're all counting on you.
That whole serious tone is of like how he kept that in the Naked Gun movies and shit like that, dude. Like that's what fucking made those movies, hands down, man. I would do podcasts on those all alone if ever.
Naked Gun movies were
Funny shit. The show was just as funny too.
Oh, dude, absolutely.
Police, I love Police Squad.
I did not watch the show.
I only saw a
so
few
good.
episodes here and there, but it was.
Oh, I've seen them all. So funny.
You could see where they had brought all the stuff from the show, obviously, into the movies and stuff like that. It was weird, man. Just because I was a kid, and by the time they all came out, I actually started with the last one first, and then went that way. So I started with like 33 to third. And
I forgot that's what they named that one too.
Dude, that was the one with Anna Nicole where she had like two knees.
Oh yeah.
That's not what I remember her having.
That's right.
I remember two D's, but that's a different story.
What are you talking about, Frank? Now everybody's distracted on titties.
Ted Danson said in a television interview that his daughter was on set during the scene where his character returns from the dead encased in rotting flesh and seaweed. He purposefully tried avoiding his young daughter out of fear of scaring her. Finally, despite his best efforts, she went up to him, looked at him, and simply said, "Oh, hi, Dad."
Yeah. I call
that
damn it.
That would be Taryn.
Yeah.
Right.
I call that where's my notes on this?
Ooh.
Don't make inappropriate jokes. Oh, Cordell water zombies. That's what those are. Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. All right.
Okay. Rice Krispies were used as maggots on the corpse's eyes in the first story Father's Day. In addition, real maggots were also utilized.
Interesting.
Warner Brothers tried a very unusual release strategy with the film. Instead of opening the film wide during the lucrative summer season, the studio gave it a 4-week trial run at several Boston area theaters in July '82. After it did great business, Warner Brothers ended the trial and prepared for a wider release in November. Their thinking was that a bizarre R-rated horror film's best position was as close as possible to Halloween, and that a pre-October 31st release was a non-starter because it would have to compete with Halloween 3. But Warner Brothers forecast correctly that the Michael Myers-less third Halloween film would burn out quickly and leave the horror film open for this movie to do impressive business, which it did.
Very nice.
Smart move on their part, really.
Yeah, so basically they took a bet and they actually won. So,
hey, man, good for them.
Yeah.
The music playing on Upson Pratt's jukebox at the beginning of "They're Creeping Up on You." Anybody recognize that?
Wait, say it again.
The music playing on his jukebox. Did anybody?
Oh,
recognize?
yes.
It's the same instrumental that plays over the ending of Evil Dead.
Yep.
Nice.
Wonderful.
Stephen King had an allergic reaction to the makeup he had to wear for Jordy Verrill's transformation. He was subjected to shots and medication so the work would be bearable.
Wow.
Ooh.
Talk about fucking taking one for the team on that one.
Right?
Literally taking.
Most actors would whine and complain until they fixed it so that he wouldn't have an allergic reaction. He just toughed it out.
Right. This dude's like, I'll just fucking.
He's like, here, just give me all the shots in the world. Well,
he's like, we better get this. Right. They better get this on one fucking take. God damn it.
Well, wasn't he at the time? Wasn't that part of his drug days too?
Yeah. He was probably
there you go. There you go.
And back pockets.
The marble ashtray is actually featured in all 5 of the film segments if you look closely. Father's Day was obvious. It was used as the weapon to kill
the
father. The lonesome death of Jordy Verrill. It's next to the cash box at the Department of Meteors. Something to tide you over.
I love that.
I did notice this. I did notice it in Something to Tide You Over. It's on the nightstand next to Leslie Nielsen's bed. The crate, it was on the writing. The crate, it was on the writing desk when Harry writes the letter to Wilma. In 5, They're Creeping Up on You. It's the soap dish that he's using when he's washing his hands.
Oh, speaking of the devil, there it is.
And it's actually in the wraparound story. It's on Billy's desk when he starts stabbing the voodoo doll.
No shit. That's awesome.
What other film can we see the crate in?
Jason Goes to Hell.
Bingo.
Crate was a great shot, or a great little scene, dude.
It was.
Okay, see, now that's the one personally I thought it should have ended with. Like, I would almost switch the bug one and that one around.
I could see why. I can.
I don't know.
If I'm not
Like-
mistaken, in overseas, some of it is flipped like that.
Is it?
I think so.
Interesting.
Like, I'm just thinking for like the biggest, like, I mean, like, dude, the bug effects and everything were great, but I feel like just for like the overall, like, how many kills and all that other shit goes down, like, I don't know. I feel like the crate would have been a great like way to end it out, but
Well, yeah, because that was the bloodbath of the movie.
right. So
Okay.
what
Okay,
did
so Steven, go ahead.
no? What did you say his name was earlier? Is that who you were talking about when you said you had notes, TJ?
Who?
You said a name earlier, but I figured maybe that was the name of the beast in the crate.
Oh yeah,
What you
Fluffy.
were alluding to. Fluff. Okay.
Stephen King was told to play Geordie like Wile E. Coyote, the way he looks when he goes off a cliff.
Ah!
Okay,
Oh.
so that explains the huge bug eyes all the time.
That explains a lot. Okay, an alternate ending was written, but then rewritten for something that tied you over. Two policemen. It ends with two policemen dropping by to investigate Richard's panicky but true claims of Harry and Becky invading his beach house. When the policemen laugh at the story, thinking he's drunk, Richard attempts to prove this by showing them camera footage of both of his undead stalkers. Instead, the television plays his incriminating conversation with Harry before and during the burial at sea. Richard protests that he's been set up and that it's the wrong tape. So the film smash cuts from there to Richard's murder trial. He's convicted and sentenced to death row. And then another smash cut finds him in the gas chamber, laughing hysterically while his life is being choked out of him, saying, "I can hold my breath for a long, long time."
Okay, that would have actually. Ooh.
That would have been a much better ending to that
I
segment.
think I liked it up until the trial because I think it would have been cool if, like, so the footage, like you said, it leaked to the cops, but then at the same time, the zombies still got him and killed him the way that he killed them.
I actually
like
think
the
I
cops
would
leave and they come back.
Right, like they still see they find the evidence because it does whatever, like its little thing, like it's not supposed to, but then like he still gets his I mean, not that he wouldn't in that ending, but you know what I mean. Like he still gets the comeuppance from the fucking zombies. So
I think I you know something. I'll take either ending. Actually, I'll watch. I'd love to see the alternate one, and then obviously I like the one they had. So either one.
the alternate one would definitely feel like probably another at least 5 to 10 minutes longer. I feel something like that.
Yeah,
so, maybe not. But nice.
In a Creepshow feature from the pages of Fantastique magazine around the time the movie's released, Stephen King and George Romero revealed that if the film's final story had proven too difficult and ambitious to film, it would have been substituted with the Stephen King short story, The Hitchhiker, which ended up being the final story of Creepshow 2.
What the fuck?
You're a little stroked out there, buddy.
Yeah, right,
Just
dude.
stuttered a little bit.
Threw me off there.
Hitchhiker.
Okay.
Sorry, but yeah, if that story didn't pan out, it would have been The Hitchhiker, which of course was actually the final story of Creepshow 2.
Yes, it was.
I mean, dude, we got to cover Creepshow 2 when it comes around. Obviously, that'll be next year, but
you never know. We may need a substitute.
That's true. So. You know what? There always could be that one that we just run into and we can't find. It's happened.
So far, we've been good. So far, we've been good.
No, it's happened. What? Twice?
Once or twice. No, once.
Near
TJ...
Dark, it happened with.
Oh, shit, yeah. And then there was
I was the only one who could watch that for some reason.
No, I fucking watched it because I paid $60 to fucking watch it, dude.
Oh, that's right.
I think that's the only one we couldn't find. The other one was Night of the Demons 2. We skipped that because TJ fell asleep, so we had to have the fan vote episode.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And that was Candyman.
Yep. Which leads us into Candyman 2 this year.
Sweet.
And I've said I've always thought Candyman 2 was better.
You see that shit just happened in New York too?
Yes. Oh,
a lady literally just found a secret apartment behind her mirror in her apartment. Nice. I'm like, yo, you do not go in there. Just put that mirror back up
and go have a beer.
Yeah, you fucking, you know what? No, just turn around.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, that part of the movie was actually was based on an actual event that happened.
Yeah, it was based on an event in Chicago. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds about right.
I could be wrong, but I think yeah.
Well, Chicago is a fairly violent city, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was there.
It is.
Right. Okay, continuing on. The only George Romero film to open at #1 at the weekend box office.
Really?
Interesting.
Almost kind of surprised by that for some reason. Oh, wow.
According to Tom Savini, when Fluffy breaks out of the crate once it's dumped in the water, the remains of Billy were supposed to float out of the crate. However, it was deleted.
Oh man.
Oh,
That would have been way cooler, but I do like the ominous of like, where does everything go?
He just eats and eats.
well,
and
not
eats.
only that, I like how the professor gets really paranoid. Like, what if it gets out? What if it gets out? It's like, it's not like they're going to know you had anything to do with it. So if it gets out, guess what? I don't know anything.
It's somebody else's problem at that point.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would be that guy. Be like,
I would be more worried about it tracking you down.
I think they should have just put it back under the stairs. Like, all right, let's just put this up. We're going to put the grate up. Hopefully nobody will lose a quarter under there again. We'll be good.
see you later.
Right?
Have a nice
Plausible
day.
deniability.
That's right.
Stephen King's original script for the film, in the final story, They're Creeping Up on You, originally took place in a lush, carpeted penthouse apartment. However, because with roaches, this would have been unworkable, so George Romero opted for an emptier, almost hospital room-like set for the story, which I think worked better.
No, that would so much better to have the staticness of it.
I literally have it on now. Yeah, it can't be. I can't see it any other way.
Wait, you're watching that segment?
I'm literally watching it right now. So, like, if
Nice.
you see me looking away, I'm watching Creepshow as we're talking about it.
Nice. In Father's Day, Aunt Bedelia's father came to life after she spilled whiskey on his grave. In Gaelic, the word for whiskey is translated as water of life and is possibly a nod to James Joyce and his book Finnegan's Wake. In the book, a builder's laborer falls from a ladder and breaks his skull, but is revived when someone spills whiskey on his corpse at the wake.
Damn.
Suddenly
Shit's
I
awesome.
I suddenly want a glass of whiskey.
Right? Like, I mean, I already liked whiskey as it was, but dude, now
Yeah,
it's
so
better.
now it's just, yeah. Ooh,
It's
look
even
at
So
that.
magical. It's more magical.
basically, whiskey gives you immortality.
Oh, well, then I'm going to live forever.
Is it immortality? Is it necromancy?
Ooh.
Both.
Right?
Stephen King carried a toy figure of Greedo on the Creepshow set for good luck.
Oh, so yeah.
I like that.
Fluffy, the creature from the crate, was the first fully animatronic creature Tom Savini created. He spent over an hour and a half on the phone with Rob Bottin, getting advice on how to build this.
Well, you did a good job.
The episode Something to Tide You Over is almost identical to Stephen King's short story The Ledge, in which a wealthy man forces his wife's lover to risk his life for amusement. The Ledge made its way onto film as the second segment of Cat's Eye.
Ah. See, I never sat through Cat's Eye yet.
I don't even know what it is.
I enjoyed it. You never seen
That's
Stephen
a-
King's Cat's Eye?
That's an
Nope.
anthology film, right?
Is it?
Has three segments that I think it's three. They're all connected by the same cat that goes from story to story.
Late 80s, I'm assuming? Early 80s, maybe?
1993.
Yeah. It was
No,
really?
no. No, that's in the 80s because it had a really young Drew Barrymore.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
This was
you're
like-
right.
It
You're
was
right.
like right after she did Firestarter, I think.
That was
85.
80, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about
85?
right.
Yeah.
Year Big Johnny D came into the world.
That's a Dina De Laurentiis film.
Oh, shit. Huh. I'll
Okay,
check that out now.
This is one of four films that Adrian Barbeau and Tom Atkins co-starred in together. The other three were Escape from New York, The Fog, and Two Evil Eyes. In all four films, they never appear together on screen.
That's awesome. That should have been something that like they continued on throughout like their like just to try to do that.
I mean, they're both still kicking. They could both still do it.
Right?
She looks good for her age. She really does.
I'll have to take your word for that, sir.
So do
You
you,
guys think-
Bobby.
Do you guys think
Thank
Escape from New York would be a Gore and Moore type movie?
It's more, isn't it?
I mean, I love it.
I love it too.
I don't see
Okay,
why
now
not.
here's my thing. If you consider that, I don't know, because you guys told me no a year ago when I wanted to bring up Ninja Assassin because of how fucking gory and bloody that
But-
movie is.
But then again, we did They Live, which is more sci-fi.
But I
That's
thought that was like
true.
sci-fi horror, like that was still on the cusp. Like,
you know, I think
would
we should-
Escape from New York be? I don't know. I consider that action more to me.
Okay, how about Big Trouble in Little China? It definitely
Love
has some
it.
horror elements.
Love it, but that's action comedy.
comedy. Yeah.
But
comedy
it's got
action.
horror elements to it.
It does. Well, all
That's a
great
tough-
80s
that's a
movies
tough one to
does.
call.
All great 80s movies.
You know
do.
what? You know what? We need a separate show for movies like this.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll that'll be discussion for later.
Okay,
That's a
continue
later
on.
on.
Yeah.
The
What else we got,
match-
buddy?
The wrestling match scene on the title character's TV in the segment The Loathsome Death of Jordy Verrill is Bob Backlund versus the Samoan and took place on April 21st, 1980. The audio during the wrestling match, during the episode, is Vince McMahon with his dad's WWE promotion. Well, it said WWF.
Yeah.
Oh, so that was definitely around the time when they were taking over nationwide for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
So wait, now correct me if I'm wrong. That is that The Rock's dad?
No.
Was that no?
No.
I thought he was Joe the Samoan something like.
No, The Rock's dad was Rocky Senior.
It's just. Like I said, I
Yeah,
Yeah,
his dad's Rocky Johnson. His grandfather.
it's just Rocky
was-
Johnson. Is
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And his
that?
grandfather, High Chief Maivea, or something like that.
I guess that just means I need to watch that new show, Little Rock.
Is it Sam Fatu?
No, it's Afa Anoa'i.
Oh, okay.
And speaking of Creepshow, the second one is now on.
Tune in to our other two wrestling podcasts, Wrestling Ruin and Jerk the Curtain, for more information about that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, in keeping with Romero's tradition of filming in and around the Pittsburgh area, most of the film was shot in an empty all-girls school located outside Greensburg, Pennsylvania. The school was converted into a film studio, and the episodes The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill and They're Creeping Up on You, as well as the prologue and epilogue, were filmed in the entirety at the former school. Filming took place at the Greensburg location throughout 1981. Several additional locations were also used for the filming.
Yes.
The Crate. Most of the interior and exterior shots for the university was filmed at the Carnegie Mellon University.
Yes. Same place as Monkey Shines.
With
Ah.
Margaret Morrison Hall serving as the Amberson Hall. The backyard party was filmed in Romero's own backyard at his former residence in Amberson Avenue in Shadyside, Pennsylvania.
No shit.
Father's Day was filmed on location at a mansion in the Pittsburgh suburb of Fox Chapel, Pennsylvania.
Bingo.
And Something to Tide You Over was filmed on location at Island Beach State Park in Berkeley Township, New Jersey.
Hey.
Hey, nice.
Hey.
And that is all my behind the scenes stuff.
Okay, let me look through my notes real quick. Okay, so did you notice that one? You know, like that the buried segment.
It's
that
Father's
called?
Day, or are we
No.
talking the other?
No.
We're talking the
Something to Tide You Over.
Yes.
Yeah. The guy's got a sweet ass VHS collection.
Fuck yeah, he does, dude.
Dude, he's
And-
got quite a bit.
Have you ever seen the cover art for Dead and Buried by Blue Underground? From Blue
Mhm.
Underground? That artwork is like so like this movie. Like that.
Yeah, it
segment.
is.
Yeah.
I never really noticed that, but yeah, it is.
Yeah. I love. Is it every story that uses the red and blue, or is it only the? I only have it mentioned in like 3.
Dude, no, I thought it was every story.
Was it okay?
It might, maybe it wasn't in the last one though,
I don't think it was.
The last one didn't have it, but
because that was
obviously,
very stark white.
the Crate definitely did.
Whenever
The
they
Crate
opened
did.
it,
The Tide one did, because when what's his name died underwater, like you get the red all behind his head and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and then Father's Day had it.
Yes,
Pretty
yes, it
sh-
certainly. Yes, it did. When he
And-
came back to life, and when he came in the house.
And I
Yeah.
feel like Jorgie had it in parts when, like, every time he like started noticing shit was getting worse.
Yeah, that was more
Did it?
green. I don't say it was red. I think
well,
it was
like,
more green.
Well, I was thinking more like the blue flashing in that one, like, and then they started mixing it. I felt like as
yeah,
the
we're
movie
talking
went
about
on,
George
but-
Romero here. This is some quality shit.
it
Speaking
is.
of George Romero, the shot composition during the cleaver scene during the lonesome death of Jordy Verrill.
Yes,
You want to talk about how beautiful that shit is? It's awesome. And another example of beautiful shot composition would be whenever he's walking through the cemetery in the first one, the Father's Day one. That is just so beautiful. It almost matches comic
yeah.
panels. And actually, some shots almost feel like they're lifted right from an old horror comic.
no,
It's
you're talking about
absolutely
when
fantastic.
Ed Helms is walking through.
Yes.
Okay.
I noticed that especially when it showed Aunt Bedelia pulling up in her car. It showed her
Yes.
driving, and
Yes.
it was literally framed like a comic book panel.
Fuck yeah, it was,
I
dude.
found that so cool. Like that was.
I know. I wish they had a little bit more like scene transitions like that. Like, not that they didn't have other stuff, but
And I'd call the last segment Dale Gribble's worst nightmare.
Okay.
Pocket's hand. Oh yeah, dude.
That's like Dale Gribble's last stand when he's so convinced the government's out to get him, he just shuts himself into a completely sterile environment.
The character, the main character for the last bit, he's like an elderly Three Stooge.
He's an elderly fucking Larry Fine.
Look at the
I see what you mean. Yeah, the hair.
Years of comedy have made him disgruntled and hates society. Now he retreats.
And now he's got billions of dollars rolling in as he sits there and kills cockroaches.
Yeah, fucking A. So let's get on with les questions. What format did you guys watch this?
Wait.
What?
Big Johnny D, do you have questions?
I guess my only question, because obviously we're gonna discuss which segment is our favorite, would be, what do you guys think Leslie Nielsen did to have all that fucking cash, dude? Like, he had some cake. He owned all that fucking beachfront.
Okay,
so crazy high security tech dude in 82.
Okay, so Ted Danson's character was an actor. Because he said that he said that he said something like, I might be on television, but you can't come knocking on my door or something like that.
Okay.
Like right at the beginning of the So if he didn't have as lush a set up as Leslie Nielsen, well, that fucker had to be like a real estate mogul or something.
Right? Like
that, or he works for the mafia. Who knows?
Listen, I don't know if Leslie Nielsen has done a mafia boss movie, but I wish he did, man, because he would have been. Dude, this role of his was phenomenal, man. Like,
I would have to say no, because if he was a mafia boss, he wouldn't be doing the dirty work himself.
No, he wouldn't. But I'm just saying, like, just like him, his character. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel like he'd be able to portray a very like scary. Obviously, you know what I mean? Like, just somebody you don't need to fuck with nor want to.
Very scary or very funny. Either way, I think it would work out just fine with him.
Absolutely. Honestly, man, this was kind of a hard one to have a big question on, because we have 5 different segments. Actually 6, I guess, if you want to. Well, no. Well, could you consider 6 with the one with Tom Atkins? Like, I don't know if they necessarily.
I think you could. I would say the wraparound would be considered a segment too.
Yeah, because I mean, it has a conclusion. You know what I mean? Like,
it does, yeah, and it talks about it in the comic.
Right. So it. All right. So yeah. Other than that, man, unless you guys got any questions, I'm ready to hit the. I'm ready.
Let's hit the regular ones we got.
Okay, guys. So what format did you watch it on?
On demand.
Prime
as well. Nice HD.
Same. Douche the movie.
Ooh.
Oh, that's an easy one. That is Mr. Pratt.
Yes.
The guy in the last segment.
Oh,
you can't get douchier than him.
Yeah.
I can't even.
You could almost say the mom from the first segment, but she's just kind of drunk and snooty. Where like,
or you could say Tom Atkins, because of the way he just has a hatred for these fucking comic books, man.
I mean, even Leslie Nielsen, dude. You know what I mean? It's not like he's a good guy, but
everybody else, their
right.
actions could be explained. This guy, he was just motivated by money.
Is this the only George Romero film that acknowledges that zombies want brains?
I think you're right. I think.
Fuck it up, huh?
Did he want brains, or he just wanted
No,
cake?
he just wanted his cake.
Cake.
And the other zombies just wanted revenge. Yeah.
I cried.
He didn't care about.
Doesn't he have a head though?
I mean, he does have her head, but it's covered in frosting and stuff.
Okay.
And frosting and candles.
So, but I could see where, yes, he's obviously going to eat the brains more than likely. I would go with, unless he's just subsided by just having the cake.
I think that was mostly shock value.
I think that's what I
like. Yeah, I have the cake. I'm gonna go back to sleep now.
Speaking of that, favorite segment?
I have 2.
Go ahead, Bobby.
The Crate and the last one.
Chief Woodenhead.
Wrong movie.
Wrong movie.
The Raft. The Raft.
Still wrong movie.
The next one.
Hitchhiker.
Wrong movie.
The Crate.
Dude, mine's got to be The Tide
Okay.
with follow-up of The Crate. Like, Crate's right there.
Yeah.
I
Fluffy's too
love that
cool.
everybody's saying The Crate, but my favorite's The Lonesome Death of Jordy Verrill.
Fucking
It is a good one, dude,
I
and it's a
love
sad
Stephen
one.
King in that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one has the most sad ending.
But Stephen King is like his own characters in all of his books, dude. They're just like overly hokey, just ridiculous. They're not even characters; they're caricatures, dude. Like,
Yeah, he's a caricature. Yeah, I thought he did a great job playing the comedic. Really upplaying the comedic.
That was always the first one I saw when I was a kid, too, man. That hooked me into the movie was that segment, dude. And yeah, it's a great. Listen, I love the movie all around. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's when you say what's your favorite one, it's almost like that's a tough.
I know,
but I got to go with Leslie Nielsen, dude, just because he scared the fuck out of me in that one. Too.
He was terrifying with that. He really was.
But
favorite kill, motherfuckers. I'm gonna say neck bite scene is rad as fuck, so I'm gonna go with that.
Is that the one where he bites the neck, takes the chunk out, and then scratches the face?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was gonna say you could almost say I was almost gonna say the janitor. I was almost gonna say the janitor because just I liked how he got like sucked up in, but dude, the fact that you got the full gashing and like
I do want to mention
because that was a great practical effect right there.
Yes.
Speaking of practical effects, I do want to mention that the gunshot headed pop is such a Savini thing. That effect. Yeah.
And actually I would probably say that janitor one is probably my favorite of that. But I also liked the death of the guy in the final segment because I just rewatched it and his chest bursts.
Just the explosion of roaches.
But I would say for that, the Crate with the janitor.
If you guys like body horror, Body Melt is on Amazon Prime.
That movie's fucking sick.
Hey, I got my shipping notification today for my Vinegar Syndrome order, my massive 13 movie one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's coming. It's coming. I'm excited.
Next week, hopefully. Nice.
Yeah, Body Melt's in that fucking thing, so we'll have it. Yeah,
dude, Body Melt. Oh,
I introduced Brody to that film, and it's crazy because he's never seen it. But like that kangaroo scene when he throws that fucking rock, and that fucking fake kangaroo drops. It's like a mile out. It's fucking funny as shit.
That's a discussion. TJ, we need to discuss that movie. You and I need to discuss that movie because that's a fucking.
I've seen the cover of it, but that's about it.
Put it to you this way. I mean, I'm a healthy person, but this movie is one of those movies that makes you go, I don't want to take vitamins.
The whole thing is it's actually probably best for lights, camera, exploitation. The movie is playing off of the current trend in the 90s in Australia that was going on with like super fitness and stuff. Yeah. So it's pretty much like a tainted fitness batch that makes your body melt from the inside out. Yeah.
It's interesting.
And then there's like a tandem subplot of like this redneck hillbilly mutant family that then clashes with this weird pharmaceutical company plot. And then it's Body Melt. It's fucking rad. It's fun. Yeah, it's everything you want from an Aussie horror film, I promise you. But anyway, back to Creepshow. Best scene.
Oh, dude, when the professor shoots his wife when he's dreaming, but when he shoots the wife in the head,
yeah,
and then everybody turns around and fucking applauds him, dude. Like, best fucking scene because I was applauding too. She plays a perfect annoying character. Holy fuck. What do you guys got?
Yep. I agree with that.
Oh.
Fluff Master Supreme.
All right.
Bibby.
Bobby's thinking. We lost Bobby.
Oh, he logged out.
He was thinking way too hard.
Way too hard.
Well, since we're waiting on Bobby, I'm gonna say Mr. Pratt's comeuppance at the end of the final segment.
The big cockroach explosion. That was pretty fucking gnarly, dude.
And it was a very well done effect too.
Yeah, it's good
stuff.
It's
a banger and full of mongoloids. Really?
Yeah.
All right. I feel like I should check this movie out.
Yeah, it's good. You should watch it with the kids.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Man.
Don't do that. I'm pretty sure there's like a stab in the dick scene.
Ooh.
Wow, we haven't seen somebody get stabbed in the dick since just before dawn.
Yeah, and it's with a giant pole. So it's like he gets literally shafted.
That's what they should have did at the end of Commando instead of through the chest.
Fucking A.
Lay off some steam.
Obviously,
Obviously, gonna be mad we're talking about Arnold and he's not here.
Yeah. Fucking pissed.
All I can say is poor Freddie Mercury.
You know, he's probably lagging and getting kicked off because he's watching Creepshow while trying to do this.
Is that through his internet? Is that through cable?
I don't know. It has to be internet.
Yeah, probably now.
Yeah.
Everything probably is. Oh, well. Anyways.
Yeah.
The show must go on.
Yeah, so we did favorite scenes. So we are at
opening. Yeah, that fucking.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Wraparound story is really cool.
Tom Atkins slapping Stephen King's son. Yeah.
Yeah. And great animated credit scene, which I always actually enjoy. I know
Gotta love it. I love the comic overlays and stuff. It's so cool. So cool.
Keeps it gives you the vibe right off the bat, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be, it's not meant to take overly serious. Just enjoy the ride.
You know, I gotta say, I love the scene transitions between each segment where it would like flip the pages of the comic book and you see an advertisement and a letters page.
The ads were always cool, and then you kind of got him at the end when Savini and who was his buddy? He looks so goddamn familiar.
That's a Corey Kaufman question.
Is it? Dude, I swear to God, he almost looked like...
It wasn't Tom Tolles, was it?
I have no idea.
You remember that now?
Are you Tom Tolles? What?
Oh my God. Do you remember that story, John?
I can't say I do.
It was when we went to Steel City Con.
It was the same day that I trolled Cunningham.
Okay.
No, it was the next day. It was the next day.
Oh, it was the next day? That's right.
So me, Kaufman, and TJ went to the Friday the 13th panel.
All right.
And they're sitting there talking. And I guess apparently the day before, Kane Hodder told Kaufman that he reminded him of someone, but he couldn't remember who it was. So in the middle of the panel, he looks over, sees Kaufman sitting there, and he's like, Tom Tolles! That's who you remind me of. And it was so funny.
It's such a us story too, because it's so fucking silly. Oh God, that whole fucking trip. That whole trip was silly.
That was great. That was a great time. Yeah, it was literally right in the middle of the panel. He
was not paying attention to what was going on. He was staring at Kaufman, trying to figure it out. It's so fucking good.
I think when you guys went to that was just around the time I joined up with you guys.
Yeah.
That and Tom Savini crashing the Friday the 13th.
Yeah. I guess I'm the only professional here. I'll just sit here until everybody else shows up.
That's awesome.
Good shit, guys.
Oh, yeah.
But best hits, hottest girl, best dick. I will go with Wilma is fantastic, and Leslie Nielsen.
Adrienne Barbeau. Yep.
And Leslie Nielsen shirtless. I could look at that for days.
I gotta disagree. Gotta give it to my boy Atkins again.
Okay.
This is a tough one, dude.
Sexy.
Because
honestly,
I was gonna go with TJ's picks.
I'm going with Ted Danson.
But you got Ted Danson, dude. Which Ted Danson he's just a handsome motherfucker, dude. Especially
this was young, studly Ted Danson. So
dude.
I got to change it to that. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Ted Danson, and then Adrienne Barbeau, and then Leslie Nielsen for runner-up.
Guys, for your audio listeners, Bobby lagged out and his internet lagged out as well, so I don't think he will be back for this episode. So we'll just keep chugging along.
We miss you, Bobby.
Yeah, that's the perils of live television.
That happens. That fucking happens.
We are gonna need. I'm gonna message him because we're gonna need his score.
Absolutely, you handsome son of a gun. Did the score? Speaking of scores, did that score set the mood?
Yes, it did.
I would say yeah.
Yes.
Best
song would be the homage to the Evil Dead.
Agreed.
I mean, cool.
How could you not?
Right. Oh no, there was that really kicking disco song in the first segment too.
Oh, when they were Ed Harris and what's her name was dancing. Dude, she was dancing for a long fucking time after everybody was still dying, man. Like, my wife was like, "Why is she dancing so long?" I'm like, "Yo, dude, it's 82. She's probably coked out of her fucking mind."
You know, I gotta say, if it wasn't for the fact of Adrienne Barbeau's well-known endowment, I would give it to that girl for.
Yeah, she was pretty.
She was not bad.
She was a little caked up with the makeup, but you know.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot to pick from in this movie, so you got to go with what you got.
No, that's true. Yeah, unless you want fucking what's his name's wife there. Ugh. Billy. You can just call me Billy.
Wait, you know what? Galen Ross was in this. We've seen her in 2 of our other movies already.
Which one was Galen Ross? You have to remind me.
She was the Leslie Nielsen's wife in the video. Yeah, she was in Madman and she was in Dawn of the Dead.
For some reason, she's not as pretty in Madman as she is in Dawn of the Dead. It's strange. Just my opinion. I just think she looks differently.
You know what? I just have to go back and rewatch that just to judge that. and I really think Steph would really like that movie too. So
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, come on, it's got a freaking truck.
Maybe her performance is just better in Dawn of the Dead. Maybe Romero's brings out a better performance in her than Maybe that could be what it is. Yeah. Anyway, motherfuckers. Favorite character.
Yeah, favorite character. Oh man, dude, there's so many to choose from, and like you don't get a lot of time with each character. Like, I mean, you get just enough. I feel. This is a tough one.
I think
I'm gonna have to go with Jorgie, dude. He was just a lovable guy who got in a shit situation.
I don't know. I kind of want to go with Leslie Nielsen.
Yeah, same.
I mean, dude, I loved him just for like how violent, like how crazy
he's a good bad guy.
He really is, dude.
He was diabolical.
Like, as much as it makes me want to watch the Naked Gun movies, dude, I want to watch him in more like serious roles. Although at the same time, the last movie before this that I watched him in was fucking Stan Helsing. So, and that's where he's dressed as a fucking lady. Yeah.
I haven't seen that. And that's on the list this year too.
You've never seen Stan Helsing?
Never seen it.
I don't know. I'm not. No. You know what? I think you'll enjoy it. Fuck it.
Yeah. Don't spoil it. No spoilers. I want to go in.
I thought you said. I thought we discussed this already. I thought everybody's seen it. So knowing that, yes, I won't say anymore.
Was it scary? Yes.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen scared the shit out of me, dude. And I don't like bugs either, so that was kind of a little heebie-jeebie.
Yeah, a little bit of heebie-jeebie.
Little hoo-ha-hoo. Does it hold up today?
Well, yeah.
I think so.
Movie.
Lasting legacy of one of the better anthology films.
Especially the last segment really hits home today with the pandemic and everybody being OCD and clean and neat freaks. That's very relevant today.
And even though we do have a rebooted series on Shudder, which is great, it still doesn't mean it replaces this by any means. So
it's extra.
It's a companion piece.
It's just more deliciousness to take in.
Ooh.
I really want to watch number 2 now, though, dude. It's been so long for that one as well.
Acting? I think they had like the cream of the crop here.
Oh,
phenomenal.
It was over the top in all the right places.
Right. Ooh. Like everybody played the roles properly.
Scuba Steve.
I saw Naked Gun. All right, Scuba Steve. I saw Naked Gun before ever seeing Creepshow. I remember thinking, no, not Frank. I know, right? Good old Frank Drebin. Like a midget at a urinal. I'd have to stay on my toes.
Little people for you politically correct.
Which obviously is not
No, you cannot watch the Naked Gun movies if you're going to be PC. No.
Cinematography, I think it was fucking rad. I think I've already touched upon it earlier with mentions of shot composition and a couple of examples. Yeah. Lighting is fantastic. Yeah, it's just well done. If it's Romero, baby, expect creme de la creme.
And who his actual cinematographer was Michael Gornick.
I know that name.
I should have. It's all right, but he did a good job too.
It's okay. Chad's gonna come in clutch right
That's
now.
that's
I am.
fine. I'm hoping he
getting on
is.
IMDb right now.
Yeah,
So
buddy.
he had that look of
Get it.
determination on his
Right.
face.
He was just like, I need to fucking know this shit right now. Oh man. No,
Chad,
dude.
right before the show, you weren't here yet. Chad like turned up his light really high. And he's like, no, I'm ruining my aesthetic.
There you go. Dude, when Bobby was here, man, I liked how there was like literally the trifold of colors because he was like super yellow.
Yeah.
It was nice. Yeah, man. I mean, cinematography was great. We've been talking about it pretty much since we started this episode.
Okay.
Coloring, amazing. Like,
what about premise? I think like premises of all the stories are like really fucking cool. I don't think there's any really bad ones, honestly.
no, man, they're all real. They all have a little bit of weird supernatural element. They don't. I now that we know, or at least I know, and anybody who listened about the, it's not like the Creepshow skeleton is in each one or anything like tie them together. It's the fucking ashtray, dude. Like something so simple as that is just awesome.
Okay, so Michael Gornick was a news reporter in Dawn of the Dead. He's also a cinematographer in Day of the Dead.
Okay.
He's done a lot of behind the scenes stuff more than anything.
Gotcha.
What else has he done? He's done like Tales from the Dark Side. He's done Monsters.
Tales from the Dark Side, dude.
Remember the show Monsters? It was like the not really sequel to Tales from the Dark Side. It was
no, I don't.
It was a good show. Back in like the early to mid 90s. It was an anthology show, like Tales from the Dark Side.
Okay. What is going on over in our chat?
Scuba Steve's up to some shit.
That's why he's busy on the Fridays.
Okay, so sadly, Bobby will not be making it back onto the show.
Okay.
But we do have his score for our final tally.
Excellent. Recycle, rewind, remake. I think we all can agree that we're going to rewind this for days.
Absolutely.
And we already kind of got a remake. It's more of a retelling, and we approve of it. So go ahead, Shudder/AMC. Let's rate this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay,
so what was
first
Bobby's?
Bobby's score is 4.3.
Okay. Fluffmaster Supreme.
God damn, dude. Bobby like fucking read my mind. I literally was also going to say 4.3.
Chad did it!
I'm going to agree with our DKB and go with a solid 4.0.
All right.
Ooh,
Let it flow to you, sir.
He is weighing his options.
It is flowing down the chakras right now, dude. Rock goes
3.5.
3.5. Wow. Coming in a little low, but still respectful.
4 out of 5 Blade VHS
Nice.
tapes.
All right.
That's a 4.0. That's pretty good.
I would say that seems very that seems fair.
I'm just saying because we eventually will do Creepshow 2, and out of remember we rate things out of how we enjoy them.
No,
yeah.
Listen, I will never ever question any of your guys'
fair enough
ratings. Like,
yes,
no need
I
to
feel
justify it.
Yeah, like listen, we've been talking this whole time about how we feel. You know what I mean? Like, and we got to remember, 3.5 is not a bad score by any fucking means, dude.
And the funny thing is, like you guys, I actually saw the second one before I saw this one, so I can feel where you're coming from.
I did not, and I don't even know if I've actually ever completed the second one. So,
but I'm pretty sure before even seeing the second one, I think I read the graphic novel adaptation first.
Is the third one from 2006 worth a damn?
Not from what I've heard.
There's a third one.
Yeah,
was it direct to video? That explains. Okay,
actually, I think it might have been direct to sci-fi, then to video.
Really?
I think. I want to say yes.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that one. Weird. It didn't even pop up when I looked for it.
Yes, sir.
What's the next episode?
Our next episode is going to be another interesting one as part of our trilogy of terror. We are doing Slumber Party Massacre Part 3.
Yee-hoo!
Really?
And so far, the only place I've seen it is on YouTube. But it's free.
Really?
Yes.
Slumber Party Massacre 3.
So that may be another Dawn of the Dead one where we watch the YouTube version. But I got to say, I was pretty happy to watch that version because it was gorgeous.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was clean as hell. And thank you whoever uploaded that shit, dude. Like, keep on shining on that one. Yeah, wow. It doesn't even like pop up on Google search, dude, for like any of the main. No shit. Unless it's on some like.
We can do.
Yeah.
If not, Chad can do some stuff.
We'll talk
about. We got options.
We've got alternate. Don't worry.
Yes. So yeah. Fuck it.
Do we have a guitar drill in this one again or no? Is it a full different drill?
I think it's a different drill. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, it's not the same killer. It's new. It's a new one. Yeah.
So we get a different killer each one. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. 1990.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to a full different.
Is this female directed as well, Chad?
Did that stick with the theme of the series?
I think. Yeah.
That sounds like it probably would be.
Yeah. It's good stuff. It's pretty much like the ultimate, like, 80s horror is degrading to women. Okay, watch Slumber Party Massacre. Oh, this shit's horrible for women. Okay, it was written and directed by women.
Yeah, it was made by women.
Not just made by women, but made by feminist women.
Yeah.
At that.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like that's a whole different you know what I mean? Like directive right there. Like a lot of people we obviously can see, yes, you know, horror movies are empowering. How could they not be?
But so many people think the opposite's true when it's not.
I know. Well, that's because they're just fucking looking at the basic, like, listen, the people that say that shit are the ones that go to the basic AAA fucking blockbuster, you know, summer shit. Okay, I'm gonna watch this one horror movie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not to rip on myself because I do love the Paranormal Activity movies, but those are the ones that like somebody's gonna go to the theater every year because that's going out. You know what I mean? Like, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's somebody that's gonna like go diving deep.
And that reminds me, I want to address something that TJ brought up in the chat. Like, this was right at the end of the day, as I'm leaving work, I saw this. I was saying, okay, so is it better to be appealing to your audience or catering to your audience?
That's a good.
And I know it's a very good discussion point. I really wish Bobby was here for this. Do you want to table it for then, or do you want to talk about it now?
We talk about it now. Talk about it
okay.
Quick. Yeah.
Okay. So, and my take, Corey Kaufman brought it up, and I agree with him that I think it's better to be more appealing to your audience than it is to cater to them, because when you appeal to them, you're giving them something that they might not necessarily know that they want. You give them, like I said, the movies like Pieces or Madman or Just Before Dawn.
The most recent episode of Lights, Camera, Exploitation, a film that's never been reviewed up to this point.
Whereas catering would be giving the audience what they think they want, which would be us watching the Friday the 13th series, you know, your tentpole franchises like that, Nightmare on Elm Street, which everybody's seen, everybody's had an opinion on, everybody's aware of. I would rather be appealing to them so that they can discover something they haven't seen before.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
No, yeah, dude. I mean, shit, dude. For the 2 years I've been doing this with you guys,
we all love Friday the 13th. Everybody knows we love Friday the 13th,
right? And we've had numerous fucking sidebars upon sidebars on it.
But that's just it. We don't need to review them because everybody knows that we love them. I would really enjoy talking about them, but I don't think it's right for Gore and More.
No,
that would take if we did it for Gore and More, we'd have to do that. We'd have to do Nightmare on Elm Street with it, and that's almost 6 months worth of episodes right there.
My thing is like that should almost be like a podcast in itself on the series. And I understand that would be a long one, but that would almost have to be, I feel like, either a two-parter
and
or like
we know how I feel about Friday the 13th podcasts.
Limiting.
Very limiting.
Yes. But dude, I love the fact that we've had a couple like main, big titles in here and there, obviously. And I remember when I got a little flack when I first joined in from other people that aren't part of the network anymore, because I threw Alien in there and it was like, oh, well, we're not supposed to do big things. And I'm like, okay, I get that. But let's just say somebody who, myself, never listened to podcasts before.
We were library building.
Yeah, that's an easier way. That's an easy movie right there. And obviously we don't do it all the time.
come for Alien, stay for Maniac Cop 2.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
That movie was a gem. Loved it.
Yes.
And that's what it is. Like, you know, pick the one that might pick that one movie that might draw you in, but then start listening to the rest of them and be like, oh, and that's when, like myself, man, you guys have exposed me to a lot of different movies I might have never watched or even fucking heard of, for that matter. So,
but I
love to think that our podcast is basically just like you're strolling through the horror section of a VHS of a video rental place.
Yes,
and
exactly.
you see Alien sitting there and like, oh, that looks good. But wait, what's the sitting next to it? I've never heard of this one.
Like, we're going back to a time when you picked a movie based solely on cover art and a 2-sentence description on the back.
Yes.
That's why we watched Bloodhook.
Yeah.
Steph was giving me flack about that the other day. We were driving.
Why? Bloodhook was awesome, dude.
It was when we were coming back from the hockey game, and she was talking about it. I'm like, you know what? I didn't like it watching it, but hearing everybody else talk about it and hear you guys passion for it, I fully understood it and appreciated it better.
Yes, absolutely. I love that fucking movie.
So yes, thank you, Steve.
That actually, yeah, buddy. Randomly enough, I had a discussion about Bloodhook the other day with my daughter because she was like, "Daddy, why's your fishing pole down here?" And I was like, "Oh, I had to do that for a movie." She's like, "What movie?" I'm like, "Bloodhook." She's like, "What's that about?" I'm like, "Killer fisherman." She's like, "He kills him with a pole." I'm like, "No, he kills him with a lure." So then, like, it was like a 30-minute discussion of the.
There's a cast
daughter.
It's an oversized novelty lure at that. It wasn't.
She's like, one. "Is that the one you had to wear your vest for?" And I was like, "That is the one. You remember?" Like,
yo,
that's right.
Yes.
She knows.
Fucking name. Yeah. So I will leave you guys with a little treat here. Yes.
Oh, no.
So
we not only got Brody earlier, but we get something else.
Yes. Delicious. So guys, without further ado, I will see you guys next week with our review of Slumber Party Massacre 3. This is your host with the motherfucking most, TJ Bowser, signing off.
This is your Dark Lord of Knowledge, Chad Daddy, saying, see you next week, bitches.
And this is your Fluff Master Supreme, Big Johnny D, saying, see you later, Gorehounds. Boop.